Our journey today is through the chakra system. This is an energetic system. So there's no anatomy that you will find a chakra. However, the chakras are connected to our anatomy. And it actually is very interesting how these energy centers overlay organs and glands. And the image of where these chakras reside is in the front of the spine. So they're right in the center of our bodies, of our torso to be exact. So the root chakra is down at the tailbone. The root chakra connects the legs and the feet as well. This energy center is connected to the earth. Our sacral chakra is in the pelvic bowl. It's just a little bit below the kidneys, and the element is water. The solar plexus chakra is in the belly. It is right below the tip of the sternum and right above the belly button. We imagine this wheel a yellow color, and the energy there is fire. Your fourth chakra is your heart chakra. This is the bridge between the lower chakras, which are more in the physical plane, and the upper chakras, which are more and more in the etheric plane. And the heart, which of course is our center of love and compassion, is connected with the element of air. And the color is green. Moving up to the throat. The throat chakra is the only energy center that the breath actually travels through. And the color is blue. The element is ether. The sixth chakra is your third eye chakra. The element is light, and it is our connection to our own inner guru. The color is blue, is indigo. And then our crown chakra, we actually imagine that sitting on top of our physical body in our aura. In some traditions, we actually have several chakras that are in our auric field, the energy that's around us. But we're going to just focus on these 7 main chakras. That crown chakra, that literally sits on your head like a crown, is an opalescence. If you imagine all of the colors of the rainbow, you get white light. And the energy of that is the connection of our own selves and the connection with the cosmos. And so now you can open your eyes. That was just a very brief idea of where to imagine these centers. I want to back up a little bit. I want to talk about, first of all, what is a chakra? We called it a ball of energy, but the word itself translates to wheel. I love to imagine these as more of a sphere. And the colors that I'll refer to are actually the only piece of the chakra system that is, well, actually, I shouldn't say the only piece, is one of the pieces of the chakra system that has been added on since this energy system in the body was first mentioned in yogic scripts, specifically Ayurvedic scripts, which are the sister science to yoga, and Ayurveda deals more with our health and well-being. So this chakra system is a way to look at our energies and how they connect with different qualities, with different aspects in our lives, and how we can use the energies of the chakras and all their corresponding element, organs, energies to have the best life possible, to have the healthiest life possible, to have the most well-being. So we imagine these as balls of energy or wheels. They line up in front of the spine. And in polarity energy therapy, we have this image that is I just love this image. If you picture from each of these energy centers, for example, the heart, there's a cone, like a funnel coming out, and it goes out the front of your body and out the back of your body, right? Because the chakras are three-dimensional, we're three-dimensional. And if you imagine these cones are made of a mesh or like window screen. So what happens is life happens and we get dust and debris and things get stuck in that screen. Sometimes something bigger happens and we actually blow a hole. Or maybe the whole screen starts to collapse in, that cone starts to collapse in on itself. Whenever we have experiences with the outside world, which we then, of course, internalize, and then we have this internal experience, which can be just as powerful for good or bad as the external, right? These things affect us, and they affect us in different ways and in different places. And what I'm suggesting really isn't radical, right? I mean, if anybody's ever experienced heartache or grief or loss, pain of loss of a loved one, it is a very physical sensation that we often feel here in our heart. Well, where else do we feel it? We might feel it in our throat, the center where we communicate and express ourselves, right? Things left unspoken, things that we couldn't say. So we feel that tightness in the throat. The belly, here's a big one. We carry stress. We know from neuroscience that we have as many neurotransmitters or more in our belly than in our brain. We have a whole set of connections with stress and our digestion. So this is the center of our solar plexus, where we manifest our dreams, goals, and visions, where we bring things into the world in their physical form after we've dreamed them up in other areas. When we're doing too much of that all the time, you end up with sour stomach. You end up with stomach issues. So this starts to show you how the chakra system and this idea that can be considered sort of woo-woo or really energetic really can have some real meaningful ways that it connects with our physical body, and also ways that we can work with these energies. So I love that image of the window screen that gets, these things that happen in relationship, in situations, in traumas that we have, in good experiences we have. And those things can just clog up. They can, all sorts of things can happen to the entrances, the portals in and out of these energy centers. And when we do things like yoga, poses can correspond to certain energy centers, but when we do a yoga practice, we're pretty much covering them all. When we're doing breath work, when we're meditating, when we're sometimes meditating on specific centers, or just clearing the air with our breathwork practice or our mindful practice. We clean these centers, we clean the filters. So after I go through each one of these chakras with a little bit more detail and in order, with some ideas of how they might be used, how they might connect to situations in your life and practices that you can incorporate to bring balance to these areas, we will do a 15-minute meditation to balance each of these energy centers. All right. So let me start by saying that I have my notes in a PDF. I am very happy to send that to you. All you need to do is, I guess, message me your email. You could comment it, but then it would be out for everybody to see your email. So if you want to put it in the comments, that's easier, go ahead. Otherwise, just send me a message, say love that PDF, and I will make sure to email the notes to you. Okay? so you don't have to take notes. Let's start at the root. So in our little visualization, I suggested that the root was the tailbone and includes the legs and the feet. And the energy, the element, is the earth. And that makes a lot of sense, right? The roots go into the earth. The chakras all have a mudra, or a hand position, and a mantra, or a vibrational sound connected with them. We'll bring these in at the meditation at the end. So for the root chakra, the mudra is thumb and ring finger touching. So your fourth finger and your thumb. And when you touch at the very tip of the thumb and finger, unless otherwise noted when you're doing mudras. You might use this by just putting it in your lap. And in fact, try it now to see if you can feel some of that grounding energy. The mantra, or seed sound, bija mantra, which means it's the one syllable, most basic mantra for that energy, in this case the chakra, is LAM, L-A-M. Now, one of the things I love about the chakras is that you can connect with them using all of your senses. So we have touch, our mudras. We have sound, the mantra. For smell, there are essential oils or smells connected with each one. For the root chakra, it is all the earthy scents, patchouli, vetiver. Frankincense is often considered both a root and a 6th and 7th chakra oil. The energy connected to this root chakra, or in Sanskrit, Malahara chakra, is stability, history. It is the base level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs: money, home, clothing, food. So when people have early childhood traumas, they get a lot of damage to that root filter. That cone going in, that root chakra. When there's been abandonment or neglect, this is why it is so challenging to get over some of these early hurts, because they affect our foundation, our root. However, there are ways to balance this. There are ways to heal this. Now, all of these things, when I talk about healing, just assume I'm including talk therapy, somatic therapy, working with a qualified therapist, right? But things you can do on your own to connect with your earth center, to feel grounded and safe, are to wrap yourself in blankets and get yourself down into a little nest. Create your own little root center. You could go outside and put your feet into the earth. You can take earth, dirt, or sand, put it on your altar. When you're feeling unrooted, when this chakra is out of balance, you can have a lot of anxiety. You can literally feel like you're unsteady on your feet. A lot of insecurity if you have root chakra imbalances or damage. So when I talk about there being like a mantra, you could chant LAM, 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 LAM. You could chant it internally. You can use the mudra as well as some of these other ideas to feel more grounded. Now, sometimes people are too grounded, right? If you are depressed, you have an imbalance like in the other way in your root chakra. You're too inward. You're too in the earth and grounded. And in that case, you might use some of the energies of the higher chakras to get some energy flowing. And that brings us right to our next chakra. So So let me just say, when your root chakra is grounded, is balanced, you will feel a attitude of abundance. You will not feel that scarcity mindset. You will feel safe in most situations. You'll feel that you can put yourself in situations that are safe. Okay. But if you're too stuck there, then you might just move up and connect with that energy of the sacral chakra. The Svadhisthana chakra, that's in Sanskrit, and the energy is water. So and the translation is one's own place, which again, one's private place. We think of, right, our reproductive organs, our sexual organs, the area that holds our sexuality is the pelvis. And the energy of the sacral chakra is the energy of creativity and of sensuality. So it's not just sensuality, sexuality, and it's not just creativity like creating a baby, but that is one thing you birth. And that is a very watery experience, right? Like I mentioned, the kidneys, which is part of the regulation around our stress is in the kidneys and the adrenals. Adrenals kind of move into the solar plexus chakra, but those organs are connected with the water and the water waste in our bodies. So you can think about the connection there of that water element, the kidneys, the liquid of urine, of blood, of this area is all connected there. The mudra is to have your palms in your hands in your lap, your palms face up. Now, I've always learned that if you connect with male energies, or if you're looking to connect with male energies more, if you identify as a man, you would have your right hand underneath and your left hand on top. And if you are connecting with feminine energies, if you connect with as a woman, you could have your left hand on the bottom and your right hand on top. Let me be clear that we all have feminine and masculine energies in us. So I would say for your sacral chakra, if you are practicing this mudra of putting the palms up, your thumb tips touching, you could do what feels natural, what feels right for you. And if you're trying to connect in more with a feminine flow, maybe you have left as your base. If you're connecting more with a masculine or action flow, it's the right. The color is yellow, and the oils, the scents, are lang lang, which is definitely considered an aphrodisiac, sandalwood, jasmine, that's also sometimes connected in with your heart chakra. You'll find a lot of these are crossover into other chakras. The sensuality, as I mentioned, the sensual aspects of your life are the way you might decorate your home in colors. Maybe it's the textures that you connect with. For artists, right, we literally talk about artist block, right, writer's block, blocking the flow. And when this chakra is out of balance, that's what we feel like. We feel this blockage. You could literally have a urinary tract infection. That would be an unbalanced sacral chakra. There's irritation there. And sometimes when we do have some of these things that come up in our health, we could look at where other aspects of our lives, are we not feeling that we're in our creative flow? Are we not feeling that we're able to connect with people on a sensual level? Again, that might be your intimate partner, might be other intimate relationships you have in your life where you're connecting through touch because you're that close, right? Not sexual, but sensual. And if you are feeling burnt out, if you're feeling you'll feel overwhelmed. People that are really unbalanced in this chakra, that anxiety of the root carries up here. Social anxiety, like anxiety in relationships, can happen in this sacral chakra. People can sometimes be overly sexual or asexual, and not asexual by choice. They're, I'm forgetting the actual word, but they're not comfortable with their sexuality. That would be a unbalanced sacral chakra. The way that you can connect, open this area, heal this area, is to be in water. Be in water. Be in Epsom salts in water, right? In a nice warm bath. You could just put your feet in water. You could listen to the sound of running water. Chanting the mantra VAM. That's our seed mantra for the sacral chakra. VAM. You could do hip opening yoga. So pigeon pose, squats. Drink plenty of water. Put water on an altar. Meditate on water. Dancing is a wonderful, dancing affects all the chakras, right? But when we're dancing, we're really working our hips. So belly dance, in particular, salsa. It's a wonderful way to safely open the sacral chakra. And of course, just being creative. Like, these things really build on each other. So, draw. Don't worry, nobody's going to see it. Sing. And then you get your throat chakra. But anything that you do creatively, you are helping that flow. So when we are creative, when we are in the flow, we imagine, we have dreams, we have visions, we have projects we want to complete. Well, when we are ready to bring them out into the world, we do that by connecting in with that third chakra, Manipura in Sanskrit. And that literally translates to city of jewels. So if you imagine, like, the jewels are the manifestation, the city is built, right? And the element is fire. So again, how does this connect to our real anatomy? Well, that one's pretty obvious, right? Our digestive fire. If we don't have enough digestive fire, if we can't digest our food, then we have a sluggish process of getting rid of our waste, right? Imbalances happen all the way down at that point. If we have too much fire, then we have acid reflux, heartburn, getting up into the heart, but it happens first there in the belly. And this is connected with the color yellow, fire. The sound is Ram. So that just happens to be Ram, the Hindu god Ram, is one of the head honcho gods. This is a very powerful god. So that idea of chanting Ram, to connect in to your manifesting, just like, you birth a child, you birth an idea. This is one of the chakras. So our root and our sacral chakra can be underdeveloped, right? We might need to do more to get more rooted and grounded. We might need to do more to get more flowing and creative and sensual. Our solar plexus chakra in Western culture tends to be blown out, tends to be overworked. And I mentioned some of those imbalances. On the emotional level, this is where you will be overly controlling, right? So you're not just manifesting, but you're going to control every little situation. That's a way that you can be unbalanced in this solar plexus chakra. You can feel angry, right? That anger, the energy of fire. So if you have a lot of anger, then you can you can try to balance the solar plexus chakra. And you can do breaths like a sitali or cooling breath, where you sip in air through the mouth so that you cool the surface of the tongue, and then you exhale it through the nose. What else can I tell you? Yoga shapes, yoga poses for your solar plexus chakra. You can do twists, and you can do them in a more restorative way. You can do them in a more active way. If you are a person who's kind of wishy-washy, then you have an unbalanced solar plexus chakra in the other way, right? It's not overused, it's underactivated. And something like breath of fire might be better. Connecting in with that fire energy. Having, creating a fire in a fire pit and working with that. But you could eat warming or spicy foods. You can do a more active exercise, right? Because it's going to connect your core. If this area is balanced, you are confident. You dream your dream, you imagine that project, you have the creative flow, you connect with people in all these different sensual ways, you cook the meal, and you're able to do it all from start to finish. So when you have a balanced solar plexus chakra, you have the response ability. So you can take control, but you're not controlling. You're in control of your own self. And that's a good place to be. That's a good place to be. So those are our lower chakras. So, we talk about like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's a lot of overlay there. Your basic needs of food, clothing, shelter, your needs for connection with people, your ability to do work, that's, very satisfying. We get to the heart, and the heart is the bridge. In Sanskrit, this is Anahata chakra, and that means the unstruck or unhurt, which is a really lovely image, right? If only that was always true. But we can focus on keeping this chakra healthy, balanced. It is very challenging to work with these chakras in isolation. Or it is a challenge, right? Because you really do, there is a connection. So this is our center of love and compassion. When you are balanced in your heart, you can give and receive love freely. You have compassion, you can be gracious, you can imagine good intent, right? When somebody comes at you and says or does something that you're like, what was that about? The color is green. The energy is air. So it starts to be more spacious too, right? You can contain earth. You can contain water. You can contain fire. But the fire needs the air to grow. So just like you need a healthy sacral chakra to manifest those dreams, and you need to be in your flow to manifest those dreams and visions, you also have to have an open heart. That air, that spaciousness has to be there in a healthy way so that you can fan the flames of the fire without that fire getting out of control. I'm sorry, let's back up a little. The mudra for the solar plexus chakra, I apologize, friends. That one's a little bit trickier. First finger, fourth finger, and thumb. And the fingers each have their own energy. It's a whole nother topic, another Facebook Live. So the solar plexus chakra, your third chakra, first finger, fourth finger, and thumb. Okay. When you get to the heart, I love this mudra. The sound is yum, like yum, right? How yummy when you feel loved and safe, and you feel like you've got all that oxytocin flowing from your connections with people from the heart. Then it feels so yummy, right? And that's the mantra, yum. The mudra is like a flower. You connect your pinkies and your thumbs, then you have this beautiful flower, and you can hold it right here. You can direct it outward if you're trying to call more love in, more openness of the heart. And this is a wonderful way to meditate on the energies of the heart. Of course, what causes this heart to become burnt out or unbalanced? Grief, loss, right? Things we can't control. Also, when we're just giving too much to too many people all the time, right? This gets burnt out, this gets burnt out. If your depression also affects the heart, right? You're isolated, you feel like you want to isolate, and that's an unbalanced heart chakra as well. So for yoga, you could do heart openers. Even a cat-cow really focuses on that heart center. Camel is a big heart opener. You could do you could focus on the color green. Fresh plants on your altar. A feather is a wonderful symbol of air, right? Like the wings of the bird that flies and is supported by that air. That's a wonderful image for the heart and a healthy, balanced heart. Let's see. Another way you can open the heart is with just deep breaths, or breaths like we did at the beginning to ground. That, right? That kind of clears everything out through all the chakras. Yeah, so practicing self-love. That's a good one. The color is green, but people also use pink for the heart. So rose quartz is a really beautiful, I have a rose quartz bracelet here. I always try to wear a little rose quartz for self-love. So that's another practice. So when we talk about the space between the chakras, and talking so much, my throat, my voice chakra, my throat chakra, my voice is being affected. But your arms and your hands, they both belong to the heart and the throat, because the throat is how we express ourselves, so how we express our love. Our hands, our arms are how we hug. We make things with our hands. We connect, we touch people. So it is both that center of our love that we're expressing ourselves, and this center of our throat where we're communicating, where we express our needs and our thoughts and our desires. We do that both verbally as well as through our arms and hands. But I love that the shoulders, arms, and hands are specifically belong to both, and really, about that bridge. The throat chakra, or Vishuddha chakra, it translates to purification. What a wonderful, interesting word, right? So this idea of speaking purely. Say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean, right? And the jaw, the mouth, and the ears are all part of the throat chakra, because not only do we want to be able to speak our truth clearly, kindly, but we need to be able to receive. We need to be able to listen. And so listening is very much part of that throat chakra energy. The color is blue. I love to think of the expansiveness of a blue sky. The element is ether. We've now gotten even less, even more out there, even more spacious, right? Than air is ether. And the mantra is hum, like you're humming. And humming, chanting, singing are all incredible ways to balance the throat chakra. This chakra gets blown out or underdeveloped very often from situations from childhood. If you were always told to be quiet, if you felt that your contributions weren't valued or heard, then very often people close down in this chakra. When people talk too much, people have a blown out throat chakra. This can often happen when there isn't a healthy third chakra, when we feel out of control, when there isn't a healthy root chakra. Then our center of communication, we have all these needs for safety and for and for wanting to have, like, be able to express ourselves, and we might overcompensate in the throat chakra. So the mudra is to interlace the fingers and touch the thumbs. And again, you could have this down in your lap, or you could hold it up at your throat chakra. And the oils or the scents that are connected with that are peppermint, eucalyptus, really like enlivening oils. Cinnamon might be included there. Eucalyptus and peppermint in particular can affect your respiratory. So again, sort of that connection between heart and throat. And in addition to just literal communication and self-expression, this idea of our truth, of our integrity, is in our throat chakra and starts to move up into that sixth chakra where we think about our intuition and inner wisdom. So practicing silence, if you're a chatty Cathy, that's probably why I've always said how meaningful my meditation practice has been to me personally. Journaling, right? Because if you don't feel like you're safe to express yourself, start by writing it, right? If you really don't feel safe, write it, rip it up and throw it out, right? You don't ever have to worry somebody would find it. But if you feel safe enough to write it and hold on to it, meditate on the color blue, on the sky. Definitely humming and chanting that mantra, hum. Practice vocal exercises and sing. Whew, we've made it all the way up to our sixth chakra. And our sixth chakra is right here, our mid-brow point. This is right in front of our pineal gland. And that pineal gland is really connected to our intuition, our dreams, our inner guru, our inner wisdom. Oh, the throat and the heart, you have your thyroid gland. So when you talk about these things that the connection between physical and energetic, your thyroid gland controls so much, your sleep, your weight, your so many things that are so crucial. So when you think about this, like heart connection to give and receive love, and the ability to be able to communicate and express our truth and be in our integrity. And that just, if that's out of whack, boy, our sleep gets out of whack, our weight gets out of whack. So interesting connection there. The connection here again, so just perfect. That gland is very important, like I said, in our dream time and connecting with our subconscious. So when we meditate, we very often meditate on that third eye, that mid-brow point. The seat of the soul is considered that mid-brow point. And what's interesting is that the pineal gland sits right above this bone that actually looks like a saddle or like butterfly wings. So this idea of the seat of the soul, and that gland literally sits in this saddle or in the seat of this bone that is part of our skull. The mudra and the mantra are two of the most common. The mudra is first finger and thumb. So this is our self, and this is our self. External and little self and big self. So we connect everything to our big self, or our internal true self. And this is our intellect that we connect. The mantra is Om. Om. A-U-M, the sound of the universe, the sound that connects all, that encompasses all the sounds. We imagine the color as indigo or purple. The element is light. the scents, clary sage, right? When we smudge, we might use sage. Frankincense, I mentioned frankincense can be at the root or at the 6th and even 7th. Juniper, that's an interesting one that is also connected with the intellect and with the mind. Inner wisdom, vision, clarity. So when we are caught up in the craziness of the world and your mind literally feels like it's spinning, feels like there's a dust storm going on there, you're not balanced in your 6th chakra. When you have delusions, when people deal with mental illness where they might have delusions or hallucinations, then that's an imbalance of the 6th chakra. When you deal with mental illness on that level, it is not recommended to just do your own practice. You absolutely want to get support from licensed professionals. That being said, if there are certain scents that help calm, right? Calm the mind, use them. If there's fabrics or certain lighting, dim lighting, that is soothing to the mind, use those things. And then, of course, for most of us, just in imbalances, use those things to come back in and be able to connect with yourself. Candle gazing is a specific meditation that is wonderful for the 6th chakra, the Ajna chakra, A-J-N-A. And when you're balanced, you trust your intuition here. You trust your intuition. You have the tools to tune in. You can ask other people their thoughts on a matter, but you have the skills. You have the tools. You have the faith in yourself. Your 6th chakra and your 7th chakra very much have to do with faith and connection. Your 7th chakra, which we move into, that sits right on top, that is the sound of silent Om. And it also is the first finger and thumb. When you have a spiritual life, when you have a connection to your higher power, to the collective consciousness, when you feel comfortable praying, meditating, you have a balance or connection with that crown chakra. The oils that you could use, frankincense, lavender, blue lotus, that's a very higher chakra oil. And if you do feel disconnected from reality or from your spiritual life or from your own intuition, then chanting, movement, get the lower chakras all in balance, get them tuned up, and that's going to set you up to have that connection. Doing breath work like alternate nostril breathing, visualizing violet light, or bright white light, and really visualizing your whole auric field being clean and pure. So when we talk about the crown chakra, the Swarasrara chakra, there aren't specific yoga poses with these higher chakras because they are more about meditation, but a shoulder stand or headstand, turning yourself upside down, would definitely be in the realm of good yoga for these upper chakras. So my friends, that was a lot. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take a couple of moments, just if anyone has questions. Feel free to type a question in the comments. We're then going to do a short meditation. And first of all, I really want to respect your time. So we're going to keep this meditation like 10 to 12 minutes. And I want to just give you the chance to connect with each center. So what I will do is I will give just a couple of words for each mantra. And if you want to have your eyes open, I will put my hands in the mudras in a way that you can see them. I'll chant the mantra so you will hear it. And then we will just take a couple of breaths before moving on to the next mantra. On to the next chakra. I like to start with the root and work up. In some traditions, you will find chakra meditations that start at the crown and work down. So I'm going to just give it 30 more seconds. If anyone had a specific question, you could type it right in the chat and I will see that. I think the only thing that maybe I did forget to mention were the oils, the scents that go with the solar plexus chakra are lemon, orange, ginger. If you notice, those are all digestive, really good digestive herbs as well, like you do lemon water or eat ginger. Black pepper, which is stimulating to the digestion. And then for the heart, I mentioned rose, or I think I mentioned that in the context of rose quartz, but the smell of rose, as well as bergamot, which is the smell of Earl Grey tea. I love that smell. And lavender is also for the heart. So like I mentioned, just send me a message or post in the comments your email and I will attach this PDF and send it to you that goes into the details. Without further ado, let's find ourselves in a comfortable seat or laying down for your meditation. Letting the eyes be soft or closed. Feel the breath move in and out. Breathing in, breathe all the way down to the very base of your tail, where you'll picture a red ball of energy. It is earthen, and in it and around it feels grounded and safe. Spinning above that red ball is an orange ball of watery energy. The sacral chakra. Feeling connected to our senses. In the flow of our creative energy. Feeling that watery flow like a beautiful mountain stream. Clear and clean. In our belly is the yellow, fiery ball of the solar plexus chakra. feeling confident, safe, powerful, in control, response able. Up into the heart, where the air energy blows through us, keeping us feeling love, feeling empathy and compassion, holding space for the loss and the grief, knowing that we are still healed and whole. That new leaf green, that rose pink of love, filling our whole chest cavity. We give and receive love freely. Open, healthy, balanced throat chakra. That blue color, the element of ether, where nothing is blocked and everything is expansive. Listening to those as they share their truth. Speaking and communicating our own truth in our integrity. Tuning into our inner guru, our inner teacher, our intuition, knowing that we can properly evaluate a situation. We have discernment and understanding. With self-awareness and the energy of light, the color indigo, our own crystal palace of our skull, clear, focused, centered, and connected. Visualizing these spinning balls of light from the base of the spine all the way up and out through the crown, that beautiful white light energy of the crown chakra, shooting up into these clouds, into space where we connect with our highest self, the collective consciousness, our highest power, Creator, how you see God, Goddess, Great Spirit. Visualizing on our breath, that inhale going right up and out through the crown, clear, clean, balanced, that white light coming out and around us in our aura, filling our aura. We are clear and balanced. Imagine that sound of Om on your next 3 breaths. My wish for you is for you to use these tools for your own healing and protection, to bring your body, mind, and spirit into balance and harmony, to connect with your highest self and create communities manifesting your vision with love and compassion. With that, I'll close this journey through our chakras. I hope you have a beautiful night or day, wherever you are.